Hello everyone, this is Enzo Eigen of the Alliance for Loki, and this is the third war of Season 19 against the New Avengers 2. And so this is a little different than usual in that I am back up on the first part, and then I have Section 4 in the second part of the map. So usually I have a first part fight and then I'm back up. Now it's the reverse. So again, a totally different team. Actually, no, I have components of all the other teams. I have Archangel, Ghost, and Hood. And yeah, it looks like an interesting team. And so I know that the Ghost, of course, is the Hood is just there for the Ghost synergy, and Archangel seem to be very useful in wars. Karate Mike just posted a video about using Archangel, and I think I'm on the same path that he is. So this first fight is going to be an Archangel fight. It's no 25 against Nick Fury. So I turn off suicides and put a very Archangel friendly mastery setup, which means a lot of points and deep wounds. And so this node is, again, it's a node I haven't faced before. It doesn't look so bad. Everything I see is okay. The things that look a little scary are the footloose and the kinetic transference. I mean, it's going to be unstoppable after a special attack, and then also when I block his attack, he gains 10% of a bar power, which is a lot. So my plan is, of course, to try to push him to an SP2, put lots of bleeds on him, do the Archangel, and see if I just can't melt him. So, you know, things start off fine. I managed to parry him. I only get one bleed on, so I think you do 3 hits, it's 50% chance. And then I only get another single bleed, so I'm a little bit below average. And he didn't get any poisons. And then here comes a huge mistake. So he hits me with the SP1, I block it, and all of a sudden, oh my god, he's at a SP3. And how did this happen? Well, he was at 66% of power. His special 1 brought him down to 33% of power, and the 7 hits equaled 70% power, which is more than 100%, and therefore he got the SP3. So it's basically almost it was the absolute worst time for him to throw an SP1 was when he had that power, like just below a second bar of power. Actually, it doesn't do too much damage, but it really freaks me out, and so I start playing terribly. So I should have parried him. Well, actually, I couldn't because he's unstoppable. So I'm trying to dance around. I get put in the wall, get hit a bunch of times. He throws again an SP1 again, and not intentionally, but I actually just eat it, and which was fine because it would have pushed him probably up to an SP3. Actually, no, it didn't. It wasn't quite as high as power, but he throws another one, and this one I block. And so you can see this time it actually brought him up to just 2 bars of power, which is fine. I'm just playing terribly at this point. So I throw my heavy, of course, brings him up to an SP3. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just dying. I just started giving up with like 3 or 4% health left. It was just, I just knew it was hopeless. And so, yeah, I took the death. And so that's my second death this season. It's a fight I'd like to do over again. I mean, it's like one of these things where you really have to learn by experience. So, now I much better understand what my strategy would be. I definitely would be holding my block a lot more, letting it hit me. There'd be no way anytime he had an SP1, I'd definitely be in turtle mode and made sure that he wasn't going to throw it. And then also when he'd hit my block a lot more, that'd give a much better chance to gain poisons, which would lead to neurotoxins, which lead to him, being melted quickly by those. And so, yeah, it was a pretty ugly fight. But that's the thing with the new map and new champions is you have to go through and figure all these things out. And so sometimes it goes really well, and other times it goes terribly. And that's why that's why I am glad that there's a new map and new nodes this season, because it gives you that chance to go in firsthand and learn all these different little idiosyncrasies of each node. And so there you can see Dreamin', he comes in and steals my power rating points. Actually, it's a really tricky fight. Go watch his video. It's a really cool fight that he did against Nick Fury, and wow, it was very close. It looks very easy from watching the timer tick down, but the actual fight itself was incredibly cool. So of course I have to heal up a bunch, taking Mr. Fantastic on, I think this is node 27. Again, this is a steady build-up, and I faced this a few times. I mean, the thing that you have to worry about is if he gets a lot of debuffs on you, because if he has 3 or more on you, then he goes unblockable until they purify, and so that can be really, really ugly. So again, I'm just trying to put on bleeds, and there you see I get 2 bleeds, which is already much better than the first fight. Just sort of I don't know, just being cautious, and then I have 5, so put a poison on him, which is amazing, and then when I do the attack, I get some neurotoxins. So RNG always is a little bit of a factor with with Archangel. You can see there when he threw his SP1, I get this debuff on, which is a stagger debuff. And so I actually had not realized that. So that's another debuff that he puts on you. Again, if he has 3 or more, you're in trouble, but since that was only 1 and it fell off pretty quick, is okay. I never was going to throw a special in this fight, just because I didn't want those careful study debuffs he puts on you. But you can see I just absolutely melt him, and it was an easy victory. So one case of fight going great, another case of a fight going terribly, but yeah, it was good, again, to always think back on these fights and just remember the strategy. And so, crazy enough, I only had 2 fights this war. I was going to do this Havoc, but Pete was behind me, and he had Ghost with both Wasp and Hood, which is, of course, the amazing synergy team. Would have been an interesting fight, because with that steady build-up, he's getting those plasmas, and again, after 3, he would be unblockable, so you'd really have to play like good Ghost style, which, of course, Pete is perfect for. So we did win against New Avengers. It was a good fight. They were pretty close to us, and then right at the end, we pulled ahead. This makes us 2-1 on this season now. And so we're sort of where we always are at. Like, we do well against most alliances, but then there's this few at the top, like these top 5 alliances we just can't quite get the victory on, like ISO 8 and Kenobi, of course, ASR, Stella Deuce. And so, yeah, that's going to be the big factor this season, is can we win 1 or 2 of those really big time wars? And, again, getting lots of practice, finally figure out how to solve the Doom boss with Stubborn, totally Ghost, and I don't know if Panaman Pete's going to post his video, but it's an incredible fight to watch. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully next war I get some more fights and some more interesting ones. At least I remember to record both my fights this time, so that's a small success. And as usual, I look forward to seeing everyone very soon in the future. This is Enzo Eigen of the Alliance for Loki, wishing everyone a good day. Bye-bye.